So I wanted to show you a list of passwords. Okay. I've put 10. These are my top 10 passwords. Jennifer Lawrence, unfortunately, managed to have her account broken into, and her password actually is not in this list, but it was password 123, which is very close to things that are in this list. I think it is the 12th most common password. But these 10 passwords represent 76% of all passwords in use in the world today. At least according to sites like I've Been Pawned. And that number has dropped from about 82%, but that's a lot of passwords. And if you just use the top 10,000 passwords that are the most common, you get 92% of all passwords in use. Human beings are phenomenally bad at generating and using good passwords. And systems are not that good at protecting passwords. They tend to do... Some systems still in use that I have seen actually save the passwords on the server. You can tell if the system allows you to recover a password. And my wife is a volunteer for Salvation Army, and she gets some funding from AmeriCorps. AmeriCorps actually allows you to recover passwords, which means that they actually have the password stored, and you can get it back, as opposed to hashing the password. There are good and bad hash algorithms. MD5 used to be very common as a hash algorithm. MD5 has been cracked for at least a decade using rainbow tables. SHA-1 has significant flaws and is not strong enough to use for passwords. So what do? You have to salt and you have to hash passwords. And you need to use a hashing algorithm, not like the one that we used for our homework, but one that's specifically designed for hashing passwords like bcrypt, scrypt, or pt2. I think I mentioned this before in class. But Ashley Madison, which is an interesting site in and of itself, lost a copy of their database and lost 40 million passwords. They were using pbkdf2, but a critical piece of that is you have to set the work level. How many times does it rehash the data? And they had it set to 4. A good number these days for compute power is set it to 100,000. If they'd had it set to 100,000, even though they lost their database, they would not have leaked the passwords. That would be my guess. Or if they had, it would have been very few and very slowly. Now, all of these systems, bcrypt, scrypt, and pbkdf2, are basically using a proof of work to protect the passwords. It takes a long time to do 100,000 hashes. The most common hash underlying pbkdf2 is SHA-1. The problem is SHA-1 in and of itself is too fast. Repeating it 100,000 times for every password makes it slow enough that people will not bother trying to crack the passwords. I mean, you end up with, and 40 million passwords, years of compute time to be able to crack the entire list. So use an appropriate hash algorithm. For your own personal security, use generated passwords that are actually random. Don't try to generate them yourself. I put in a tiny one-line script there with bash using OpenSSL, run a random number generator. I know there's some problems with OpenSSL, but it has nothing to do with a random number generator, and it just spits out a 20-character password. Use passwords that are long enough. You don't have to use all 20. But these days, I can use equipment that I have sitting in my house, actually very close to me here in the basement, to crack a 8-character password, even if it's random, in 0.7 seconds. A 10-character password in about a minute. A 12-character password in about a month. I limit myself to using 14 characters or more, depending on how secure I want it to be. A 17-character password in the next 5 million years. So use a long enough password. I never change passwords. I use good passwords, and unless I have a reason to change them, I never change them. I write them down. I can't remember these random passwords for anything. I mean, my memory is good, but I can't remember them. So I have maybe 4 random passwords memorized, and the rest I have it written down. I had a security problem 2 years ago, and I had to go change passwords on sites. At that point, I had somewhere north of 3,400 passwords. So every site, a different password, and write it down. And use a system that verifies your password is not pawned. This is now a NIST standard that everybody has to use. If you save passwords in Chrome, you can go log in with Google and all of the saved passwords, and it will check all of your passwords against the I have been pawned database. This is a database of 300 million passwords to see if those passwords have been leaked. It's been collected by Troy Hunt, I believe his name is, and is available for a nominal fee to use. And basically, if you check your passwords and nobody has ever used that password, then it's probably a decent password if it's just long enough, no matter what it is. So those are kind of some guidelines on using passwords that work.